Welcome. Let's go ahead and take a look at the early access edition for Realpolitiks 3, Earth and Beyond. We're just looking at the menu right now, the main menu. We've got continue. You can continue a game that you've been working on. Then we've got new game, which we'll take a look at in a second. And then we've got load game, and then some options. There's a few things in here. For audio settings, we of course our music volume, and there is music that's playing and I've got it turned down currently. Graphical settings. There's a few basic things in here you can change. And we've got other. Then we've got our credits. And then we've got some external links down here at the bottom. We've got, I see, our Steam link page, and then some other social media sites, and then the developer and the publisher website, and then I believe this links to a survey site. And the current build version is 0.241025, so this will be being updated. It's currently being developed. Let's go ahead and take a look at a new game. And when you start a new game, you're presented with choose your country screen. You've got a lot of different options over here on the left side. Quite a few countries to choose from. You see the list, and it is in alphabetical order, which is helpful, because there are some screens in the game that are not in alphabetical order when you are playing, let's say, United States, for example. You've got all the 50 states not in alphabetical order, but here we do have the countries in an order that is helpful to find them. And we got a little bit of a description here and a stat page, or a stat screen that shows up. And then if they're in a block, it shows you what block they belong to. Here's the UN, United Nations, if they happen to be in there. And then you can also turn that off by clicking this toggle over here on the right, if you don't want them to start in the block. Of course, you've got strength listed right here, the number of their power. You can see differences on those depending on the size of the country and how well developed it is. And then a basic setup for the system. And if you're in standard mode, then you cannot change the political system that you start with. Each country starts in a particular political system. If you change this over here on the right side, you can pick overdrive, which has shorter cooldowns and implementation times, and countries start with additional resources, and you can change the starting political system can be selected, so you can actually change it. There's a drop down box here if you don't like the one that you're starting in. That's under overdrive, and we got sandbox mode as well, which it's not a real full sandbox mode as of yet, but you can also change the starting political system. And countries start with almost no technologies, so you're starting from the beginning, and the implementation times are standard. So pretty much the only thing that changes here is what political system you can change to. And you can change your default difficulty settings, easy, normal. Tells you a little bit about what you're going to get in these modes. And there's an Iron Man mode. Only one save file available if you enable that mode. There's a random here. You can just randomly pick a country. So let's go ahead and just jump right into this game and see what the UI looks like. And we're presented here with a politician creator. You click on this picture here, you can Got a few, looks like AI created images that you can pick. You can pick from. And there's a woman options. And I know these are created AI based, but I do quite like the look of it. Then we've got some skin tones you can change. So anyways, there's the politician creator. Having a look at the in-game screen, you first started out, you're presented with this screen here to decide whether you want to start in the tutorial or not. Let's go ahead and pause. And up in the left corner, we've got our flag for our country. And then there's some quick options. Some quick links that take you to different areas of the game. This is a very extensive game. Lots of different places to go as far as toggles and menus to find. Up at the top, we've got our money, our action points, our mineral resources, energy resources, then the rare resources. Here's our destiny points, manpower, then the GDP growth of your country, and then HDI, influence. Here we have the current stability of our country, and then here we've got some options which show what we're researching. The research happens to be down here over on the projects side. Your projects are over here on the left side. I kind of wish there was a way to get to it from just clicking on one of these up here. When you have enough HDI, then you're able to research, and it'll show up over here as working. Continuing at the top, we've got a little message bar here, and then here's our notifications. Of course, our speed controls, the date, menu to our options for the game. Here's our task, current task that you might be tracking. Not tracking anything at the moment. We've got diplomacy. This presents us with all the different countries and how you want to have your relationships with different countries. You can do that in here. The blocks that you might be part of would show up over here. Stock market, which I don't have unlocked. This here are some naval front lines options that you can set. Here's an army screen. Current officers, some stats of your military. War manager, where you can actually add more units and create fleets. Here's our spying screen for adding agents. Provinces. For like the United States, you've got all the states listed here. And then just as a quick link over here on the right where you can actually build buildings, or you can do it down here on the left side. You can add buildings to different states. You can also filter out the unrest level here. Maybe I'll go ahead and hit play so we can have things moving. And then we've got nuclear weapons screen. And then some quick toggles down here at the bottom. And currently some of these are not working that I can tell. If I click on this one, I don't see much of a change. The blocks view. So we're all connected in the same block. Technological blocks view, social blocks view, trade blocks, military, mineral resources, energy, and then you've got also the amounts like per state and for per province. You can see the numbers in here. Rare resources. Of course, the toggle, the view that, and this takes us back to the basic default political view, the big icon here. And then we've got show armies, which doesn't do anything unless you're zoomed in more, from what I can tell. So you get it, zoom in a little bit, and it shows you where your military installations are currently. Let's go over here for a minute and take a look. There's a lot here in Europe. So that's the toggle for that. Terrain view switches it over to kind of a satellite imagery. Which I kind of like that look. Then we've got the GDP view, where the money's coming in mostly. Society. Strategic points, which is also military. If you go down, zoom down, it'll show you locations where points are. You get victory points if you take those spots. Spies, don't have any at the moment. Relations. I don't think the spies is, no. That's the relations. Oh, it's the numbers. And this one's a work in progress. It looks like weather. Let's go back over here to the left side, starting with the politics screen. We've got our system. You want things as close as you can to the circle, I believe. And then Parliament, the makeup of your government. You can lobby, you can ban. One thing I have noticed, if you can't ban here, you can go in here and ban. At least in this early access version. And the Constitution, you've got your different doctrines, things you can implement or change. So economic doctrine, then you can change things in here, for example, if you have the votes and conditions are met. Then we've got our economy screen, finances, debt, growth, resources. Of course, it does scroll down a little ways. And then we've got a society screen. A few things we can change here. This is your social groups, your makeup, citizens and residents, and then immigrants for the selected country that you have. Colonization for when you're researched and have the development to be able to go into outer space. By rolling the middle mouse button, we can zoom out to outer space, and you can see you've got space. If you click on the moon, you can colonize different planets, including the moon. And then continuing on, we've got projects. This is our research. It's a little bit confusing. You can select, like I said earlier, you can select 2 projects. I believe if it's this one, with the cog on it. It's a technological one, but nope. Not clear on exactly what it is, why some you can and some you can't, but here's another one we can implement. So those are projects. This one is not here yet. We've got our building screen. Shows you where we have things already set up. Our tasks. And then another economy summary. And we shows our action points, resources, energy resources, and rare resources. I actually think that this screen, since it's related to the economy, should be connected with this one. And then down here, if you click on your head of state, it takes you to a different government screen. You've got your ministries, where you can replace different governors in the different ministries. Or in the United States, we call them departments. And some of it's cabinets, cabinet members. Here we've got our administration, an overview, quick overview. It's not immediately apparent, but by clicking this drop-down box, there's an adjustment. There's an actual slider which really does change like your action points and your money levels. Then we've got our way of life, where we are on the scale for between tyranny and liberalism, and then some different things you can unlock. National heritage, not really sure what this does, but it requires destiny points. You see up here. Let's take a look, zoom back in. And then here we've got, it's our party there. That takes us to the same screen. And then we've got a banner or a notification ticker bar here down at the bottom for news. So that's a quick overview for the early access version of Realpolitiks 3. Thanks for watching.